welcome to the deep dive. Today we're cutting straight through the noise and diving into something intensely practical, but also deeply metaphysical.
Which is a fun combination.
It is. We're looking at the Z Creation OS course notes, and our source material is this fascinating dialogue from late 2025 that tries to bridge the highest operating system of reality with the very real challenges of running a business.
Right, a specific company called B.RIZE. And that's really our mission today. We're exploring the mechanics of creation after you've sort of surrendered control to those higher layers of consciousness, Z and I.
So this is about the how.
Exactly. It's the operating manual. And it's all centered around this engine of manifestation they call the physical rendering unit, or PRU. The goal here is for you to walk away with a clearer idea of how your own layers Z, I, and me talk to that PRU.
And crucially, how to tell the difference between a real intention, which actually moves the PRU.
And just, expectation or anxious wanting, which is mostly just static.
Okay, let's unpack this. And I think we have to start with the concepts that feel the most unstable. The notes hit us right away with this huge paradox about ethics, responsibility, and meaning.
Your eminence.
It says they're critical, but also non-existent. So what is the real nature of ERM in this model?
It's the classic paradox, isn't it? The Z layer versus the me layer. The notes are really blunt about it. They say ethics, responsibility, and meaning are total illusions.
Illusion.
In the cosmic layer, yeah, non-existent. But, and this is the key, they are absolutely mandatory as UI protocols in the social layer.
Wait a second. If good, evil, justice, all of that.
Yeah.
If it just doesn't exist at the cosmic level, doesn't that lead to, I don't know, a kind of nihilism? What stops the whole social thing from just collapsing?
Because the cosmos runs on pure mechanism. There is phenomena happening. The sun rises, a star collapses, there's no judgment. But the second you zoom in on us on the me layer, we need an interface to survive.
We need rules for the game.
Exactly. For society to work, you need ERM. You need trust to do business. You need rules to be safe. You need promises to cooperate.
So illusion doesn't mean worthless. It just means it's an operational protocol.
Precisely. In the cosmos, it's meaningless. But in the human world, meaning functions. It's the software we have to run to interact with each other.
I think responsibility is the hardest part of that, though. If we accept the idea that no one chooses, that it's all just flow, how can anyone be responsible?
See, in the cosmic layer, you can't be. Choice is the illusion. But in the social layer, responsibility is assumed by the entity, by the name, the body, the me. And the notes are really clear here. This isn't about guilt. It's not about fault.
So what is it?
It's defined as an agreement to smoothly allow the next reality to pass through. It's just an agreement to keep the collective flow from getting jammed up.
And meaning. We spend our lives searching for it, but the sources call it an editing function that labels momentary events.
It's totally fabricated by the me, and it's always after the fact, post hoc. The me just needs a story. It needs a reason why. The big warning here, though, is that if your storytelling is sloppy, if it's based on fear or projection, the PRU gets rough. The input signal is messy, so the output is messy.
Which brings us to this huge theoretical update in the notes. ShunpeterZ calls it the new bandwidth for the creation model. The old story was that Z created the world to watch itself through I and me.
Right, a useful myth to keep me stable. But the new model is, well, it's cleaner, more radical. Z is just the undifferentiated zero state, no intent, no purpose. I is simply all that I, the fact of being.
And the PRU is the structure that makes things distinct, makes them solid.
Exactly. And me is the one that makes up the story about it all, assigning purpose, meaning, and cause after it's already happened.
So there's no creator in the classic sense. Things just are. And the me layer is the interpreter running around putting labels on everything.
Right. And that search for a creator, what the notes call the subject search, that's just Ms. Final Safety Net. It's the last god it invents to avoid having to deal with the raw, flowing nature of it all.
Okay, so if ERM is just social UI, what guides us at the cosmic level? Let's talk about love and harmony. How do they fit in with the PRU?
Well, at the cosmic layer, they're not feelings. They're operational descriptions. Love isn't emotion. It's the state where separation is thin or absent.
It's not I love you. It's a state of non-duality.
It's the raw coherence of everything. And harmony isn't, being nice and avoiding conflict. That's the me layer definition.
Right.
Cosmic harmony is purely operational. It's low friction flow where the PRU passes smoothly, low resistance, the natural route, no extra noise gumming up the works.
So both of these things, love and harmony, they really just boil down to one structural term: coherence.
Yes. Coherence is the language of the structure of reality. Love is when coherence is maxed out. Harmony is when that coherence is rendering smoothly. It's all about minimizing contradiction. That's what the PRU is always seeking.
Okay, let's test this high-level theory against the very concrete reality of the bee. RIZE case study. It's December 2025. They built their infrastructure website. Ads, funnel, and inquiries are great.
But closings stalled. And the me anxiety, the financial pressure, was ramping up fast.
A classic business problem.
A textbook case where the me layer panics. It just sees stagnation. But the notes identify this as a phase difference.
A phase difference, what does that mean?
It means the future container, all the systems they built, was created too quickly. And the rendering of the suitable humans to fill that container, well, it's still catching up.
So the I layer has already jumped to the new world line, but the PRU is still lagging on filling in the details. It's like loading a huge video game map. The framework is there, but the textures haven't popped in yet.
Perfect analogy. It's not stuck. The rendering is just slower than the me layer's desire to get paid, and if you try to push the rendering unit, you just get glitches.
So what does drive the PRU to finish the job? We know it's not expectation or fear. Those are just noisy me functions.
It's driven by the I premise of already being in that world line. The founder had already shifted internally. He'd moved from the I run the school world to the team runs the school world. The PRU is just completing the render to match that established being coordinate.
Okay, but I have to push back a little here. That me anxiety, that fear of not paying the bills, isn't that a necessary driver? Shouldn't the me layer listen to that and start pushing?
The anxiety is real, for sure, but it's just the survival OS of the old world line screaming because its territory is dissolving. And here's the crazy part. That fear, when you look at it through the PRU lens, is actually evidence that the PRU is moving.
So the fear means it's working.
Yes, it's the feeling of the ground being pulled out from under the old reality. So the right move isn't to push harder, that's just me panicking. The right move is to just pick up flow-lined improvements, the I layer sensing the path of least resistance.
Let's look at an example of that from the notes. They had 2 huge year-end appointments that were sudden no-shows. The me reaction is obviously panic, lost revenue.
Total panic. But the I layer saw it instantly as a clean reset. The PRU, the notes say, is ruthlessly kind. If one of those complex, almost closed deals had gone through, the founder's me would have gotten tangled in all that old noise and dragged the old model into the new world. The no-shows forced a clean break.
That's a powerful way to reframe what looks like a failure. And we saw other PRU shifts earlier, right? Bookings shot up only after they changed the contact photos from just the founder to the whole team.
Decided the founder would not do the interviews and put in a new landing page. And MeOS shock absorber, as they called it.
It's a beautiful demonstration. Here, the ads didn't change, but the state of being did. The company redefined itself from one guy's expensive service to a fully supported team, and the PRU immediately rerouted reality to match.
The change wasn't in the message. It was in the system's coherence.
Which brings us to this big I-derived idea that came up.
Yeah.
A strong service guarantee, like an 80% refund if you're not satisfied in the first month.
And you know this is from the I layer because it has 0 cent of chasing sales. There's no panic in it. It just reduces fear for everyone, the customer, the team, the company, and that raises the coherence of the entire system.
So true intention isn't make this happen. It's more like the eye's detection of where things could be smoother.
Yes. The guarantee is just a tool to reduce friction so the PRU can flow better. The me wants to dictate a destination. The I just detects the smoothest path to the destination that's already been chosen.
For everyone listening, how do you tell the difference in the moment between that me-driven push and an I-driven flash? The notes give this amazing guide. Use your body as the PRU decoder.
This is the cheat ability. It really is.
Yeah.
When a me impulse fires, the urge to jump in, to micromanage, to obsess over the numbers, it always feels heavy. There's a tightness in the chest, a sinking in your gut.
That constricted feeling in your throat.
That's it. That's the physical feedback of the old OS fighting to survive. It's resistance.
And an eye flash, like the idea for the guarantee.
It feels like a light confirmation, a quiet certainty. Even if you're me, your brain immediately starts vetoing it with all this anxious chatter.
But what if people misuse the refund?
Exactly. That's the me freaking out. But the I flash is a reverse flow from the already chosen future. The certainty is already in your body because that future is locked in. Your body is the PRU's output terminal. It gives you the signal, way before your logic catches up.
And this is where it all connects back to the real world in a stunning way. This idea of a service guarantee born from the eye layer to reduce cosmic friction. It's completely validated by traditional business research.
Harvard Business Review, of all places.
Right. This connection is just gold. The notes quote HBR saying the service guarantee is not a promise to the customer. It is a device to force the company's system to evolve.
A guarantee-driven management system. It's a real thing.
They cite the classic case, BBBK Pest Control. Highest price in the market, but it's insane guarantee. Well, full refund, plus they pay a competitor to fix the problem. And it worked.
It proved the guarantee wasn't a risk. It was a device to fix the PRU to a good world line by forcing absolute focus and quality from everyone.
So connecting HBR back to the ZPF model, the guarantee forces the PRU to send back reality logs customer complaints for immediate correction.
It's a circuit that makes the PRU unable to lie about the quality of the service. If your system is incoherent, the guarantees you'll find out fast.
HBR says the best marketing is the removal of risk. So the service guarantee is a filter removal device.
Yeah.
It just silences all that me fear, the no-show panic, it's too expensive noise, and lets the eye-driven flow create a coherent reality.
And the final conclusion is that this action wasn't about a marketing gimmick. It was fundamentally changing the design plan of the PRU. HBR calls it an investment in excellence. ZPF calls it a PRU investment in a better future log.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Whether you're running a business or just navigating your life, the challenge isn't creating the future by pushing. It's about recognizing the state of being that has already selected your future, and then just identifying and removing the me's fear filters so the PRU can render that reality smoothly.
A final thought for you to take with you. If this new model is I, being, PRU reality, and your me is just a filtering observer making up stories after the fact, what is the next fear or anxiety or concept that your me is using right now to blur the observation of the future you have already chosen?
Thank you for listening. If this resonates with you, join the echo and share the journey. We'll see you in the next deep dive.